Action.
Cheers. So, Charu Nivedita, my first question is, why people are so enthusiastic think about the pain?
Think about the pain.
Pain, yeah.
They are, I think, the society as a whole lives in pain. They create, every country is keeping an army, and instead of spending money for the education, health, these creative things, they spend a lot of money, big money, for army. Why army? To kill the enemy. So they are living in bloodshed, and they are spending their money, their everything, and they call it as nationalism, desabhakti. So this is bullshit. So they are masochist in nature, where their family, their life, and all through his life, a man, a gentleman, saves his money for his children's education or children's welfare, and his total life is waste. This is in my country. I know about India. So this is the thing. So I would call him as the terrific masochist. So being, they themselves being masochist, they are doing all kinds of sadistic things to others. So this is how they live in pain. They don't know that what we are doing, the writers and artists, and we are giving them therapy, a good therapy, a nice therapy, through our writings, paintings, films, through our dance, theatre, everything. So, and writing is very important among all the art forms, because it's just a basic thing. It deals with thinking. It's not only entertainment. It affects a person philosophically. Yes, in many aspects. So that is our job. That is our profession. So I pity the humanity, like Arto pity the Europeans, right? So I liked your question. We are starting from pain, and what we are doing is, through our art, through our life, we transform this pain into a carnival, into a celebration. That's why we are, these things and the paraphernalia. So this is our life, our writing is a festival, carnival. And the society, they are cannibals.
Yeah.
They are fighting each other. It doesn't mean that a man eats another man's flesh, but they are killing each other. They are drinking the blood. They say that it's nationalism. It's the desabhakti.
Deshabhiman in Sinhala.
Yeah. Desabhakti. Yeah. Yes. Same thing. So it's bullshit.
That's bullshit, yeah. So my second question is, what do you think about the dystopian literature? I'm also a dystopian writer in Sri Lanka. So first dystopian work in Sri Lankan history is under Mama Balasitimi by K.K. Samankumara. We call him, him Sarpaya.
Yeah.
He's published that book in 1994 maybe. So what do you think about the dystopian literature?
Dystopian. We have to look at life in two different angles. The common man, the society, they indulge only in reproduction, the family, saving money, the property. So their life revolves around only thing, reproductive sex. But we are talking about the eroticism of the entire life. The eroticism means it includes the frenzy, the madness. Madness means, the schizoid state. When I think about my nation's army, I go mad. So this frenzy, this madness, the celebration, everything, this I call eroticism. So when I focus my perspective of my writing on this aspect, eroticism, like we watched Ullasa Vishaka previous day, so something like that. So this and magic. So if we think about magic, we go into ontological questions, cosmology, and so many philosophical questions. The eroticism includes all these things. So this may be a correct answer, or it may be a quest for answering your question. Right.
So my that question is, does music inspire you? I'm also inspiring to write in music. I'm a metalhead, I always listen to that
Metal.
ESBM and black metal and thrash metal or something. So does music inspire you? So, or how it inspire you?
Myself with music. It started at the age of 5 or 6 in my village. It's not a village, it's a small town called Nabu. It's a pilgrim center. There is a Dargah, a Sufi saint. Many people around India, all over India, they come for the Hajj. For the Hajj, the Urus festival. Urus festival. My life began by listening to the sound of Nagara. Nagara is a what is it? It's like a drum.
Okay.
So
We are only in singer in Bera.
it gives you a very mysterious sound. So in the morning, when they call the people for prayer, we call it bang. They play Nagara. And my small town is very near to the sea. There in the sea. So we hear the sound of the music of the sea all the time. So this music, and in nearby house there was a Perumal temple, Vaishnavite temple. So There we always listen to Andal Pasur. Andal is a 7th century saint. Andal's songs, the Andal Pasur, we say, the songs have the beauty of the Tamil language with music. So these are the things, basic elements I was familiar at that time in my initial age. Then I started listening to the classical music, Hindustani, Carnatic, and at the same time Western music also. So these three music, and I am not allergic to, I am not, like my other intellectuals, I don't criticize popular music. I love Michael Jackson, he's a great artist. So I like popular music also. Even now, the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, yeah.
I like everyone. Venkatesh Kumar is a Hindustani singer right now in the town. So I listen to any kind of, all kinds of music, especially rock, metal rock, like...
you told me about the Cradle of Filth, yeah.
Cradle of Filth. When I listen to Cradle of Filth at this age, in India, people, they are very scared of this kind of music. They see it as noise. No, but it was originated maybe from the folk music, African
blues and voodoo music.
We should not, confine ourselves to our land, to our kind of music. Not. We should, in Tamil, 2000 years ago, a poet wrote, Yadum Ure Avarum Keli. That's my principle, that's my whole perspective about life. Yadum Ure Avarum Keli, every town is your town. Everyone is your related. So the concept of nationalism is smashed here. I don't belong to any religion, any land, or any culture. So I don't have any Deshabhiman. I am a Lebanese, I am a Chilean, I am a Sinhalese, I am a Sri Lankan. Yeah. I belong to all, the whole humanity. I don't belong to a particular, though I think in Tamil, I write in Tamil, but my personality, my perspective is very universal, cosmological. People who call me as the symbolical
father.
25. One fellow is in US.
US.
He is a father in a church. No? You call father in a church.
Yeah.
He's a father. So they wear a priest.
Right.
They wear a lengthy coat, no?
Coat, yeah.
In that you can write 5 names. It's a long lifetime angi, lifetime coat. Okay, that is the symbol of being a priest. So they wear it when they preach, when they give prasad, church, ceremony, everything. he has put Jesus Christ, Charu Nivedita, his mom, and dad. That kind of terrific, their love. And
Bloody love, yeah.
When he got his first stipend, they call it stipend for a priest, no? They give a very less amount. Because it is a service to the man. They don't give much money. So he might have got 1 lakh rupees, Indian rupee. So he has sent 75,000 to me. So saying, Appa, this is my first salary.
Charu, my next question is how does cinema affect your writings? I'm also inspiring from cinema, the directors David Lynch, Stanley Kubrick, Gaspar Noé, and especially Lars von Trier. So how does cinema affect your writings?
When I went to Delhi at the age of 25 for a job, I was introduced to world cinema, especially the European cinema and the Latin American cinema. We used to watch at least 4 films in a week. Sometimes 2 films on a particular day. If it is a Saturday, we would watch 2 films. Cinema is the last in the art forms. The first is music, and second is painting, and then comes the storytelling. So cinema is the final art form. That is a child, 100 years old. So cinema has the opportunity to cover all the things, to use all the art forms into it. Painting, drama, literature, music, everything. So it gave me a very great impact, particularly the 2 cinemas, that is European cinema and the Latin American cinema. European cinema is very personal. It deals with the director's perspective and his own dreams and his ontological quest and all that. And the Latin American cinema is entirely different. And it speaks about the society, the sufferings of the society, the Battle of Chile. Some 5 hours document, and Hour of the Furnaces. That is also 8-9 hours document. These films made very great impact, and there is one other guy in Bolivia, Jorge Santinas. He made a film called his name, but what he did in the film is he used the public as his characters. It is semi-documentary but feature film. Yeah. You must watch his films. Jorge Santinas from Bolivia. So these 2 things, the one deals with the society's problems and sufferings and their struggles, and European cinema, it's so personal, like Bergman,
Ingmar Bergman, yeah.
Ingmar Bergman, and many people.
Spielberg also. Steven.
I don't know about Hollywood film. Only very later, recently, I watched Godfather. Only recent.
Francis Ford Coppola.
So I was fascinated by the Hungarian director Zoltán Fabri and Bulgarian director Istvan Szabo. So many people. There are some 50 masters from Europe. The Hungarian fellow, Zoltán Fabri, is a master. And Ustan Sabo. So many, top 50 people. These things, and of course, German and French characters. So I can say I am a product of these two things, Latin American, and I wrote a book on Latin American cinema that is called Third Cinema.
Third cinema.
That is, one is Hollywood entertainment, the other is European cinema. People know only about these two opposite poles. One is entertainment, the other is art. But there is a third cinema Latin America has created. So, and my favorite director is Alejandro Jodorowsky from Chile. He is also makes. He also makes. He creates mystery in the screen, like yoga, like Gihan. Lot of we cannot narrate or we cannot write a review on his films. Alejandro Jodorowsky. In one interview, he said that he will make his actors not to sleep for a week. Then he will call them.
It's an interesting thing. Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah. And he is a yoga teacher also. He teaches them yoga and all these things, and he is a tarot card reader. He is a great, versatile person. So,
Like you.
that much versatile. I am interested in music, philosophy. That too, I don't know anything about Indian philosophy, but the Western philosophy. Travel. That's all my tale.
So my next question is, it's too difficult to talk with you. Charu, you know the drugs? Yeah, you know the drugs from the bazaar. So it's a very bad thing. Drug is a huge part of transgressive fiction, you know. And the beat generation also inspired with the drugs. And drug is a part of, you know, the ancient cult also. You know, the magic mushrooms, ayahuasca.
Yes.
So, what do you think about the drugs?
In a place called Tara Umara, it's a mountainous area. Sierra. Sierra means mountain in Spanish. Sierra Tara Umara. It is in Mexico. There, the Tara Umara people take kind of leaves. It's called peyote.
Peyote, yeah.
It gives psychedelic experience.
It's your trans like
Yeah. But people get it through chemicals, the LSD, these things, and the injections.
heroin,
I don't know anything about drugs but in Japan, the usage of drugs is more like yours. People going to drugs or taking drugs is the reason that the society has lost its creativity. So they want to get away from the ordinariness of day-to-day life. Because it is so bullshit. It is completely nonsense. The real ordinary life. So it makes them very much depressed, diseased. The whole of America is a diseased society. Because you cannot walk on the streets. For $10, they will kill you. There are people. You cannot walk. Completely sick society, American society. So naturally, the youngsters will go for it. It is their protest against your normality, against your ordinariness, against your uncreativity. I don't say that it is good or bad. No, that is the only way. They know. I took the literature as my character against this ordinariness. Okay, but they don't have any alternative. They don't know. So even a 15-year-old boy or a girl in Europe also, they take drugs. They can take drugs. But for me, even if I do some dhyan, meditation, I get elated. I feel like flying in the air. So our Indian tradition doesn't allow or doesn't give you any chance to take drugs as an alternate. We have many things for celebration. Literature is there, dance, so many things. So the people who are into drugs, I would call the protest against the sick society. And they are also sick because this is a sickly thing. Taking drugs is a sickly thing. A sickness cannot be a medicine for another sickness. So this is the case with drugs. But we take writers like William Burroughs and these guys, they change they transform this into an art. That is another thing. They also protested against the American ordinariness. That is why they took, William Burroughs took drugs and he became a drug addict. But he transformed this drug life as a literature, as an art. So that is the artist's way of looking at the things. So we cannot say that these artists, these writers are taking drugs and all. Artists are entirely different. They are very abnormal. They are not the examples for the society. You can say William Burroughs was a drug addict. He took drugs. And why can't I? No, you cannot follow a writer like K.K. Samankumar. You have to sacrifice everything. You have to die for it. So don't take the example of a writer and an artist. Another thing.
So Salvador Dali said, I don't do drug, I am the drug.
Oh.
So guys, we are the drug. Don't do drugs, okay? So my next question is, violence is the main part of your stories.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so violent in your writing?
As Derrida and other postmodern thinkers say, I don't write on my own. I take it from the society. I write about animals a lot. There is no violence in it because animals have no violence. They hunt for their, hunger. There is no violence. But when I start writing about humanity, my fellow beings, my fellow human beings, the text becomes so violent. Bloodshed. Because they are in bloodshed. They are swimming in bloodshed. So naturally it becomes so violent. So my text also the textuality I am speaking, that text itself becomes so violent. That is the reason. I said, I told my friend when I went to France in 2000, if I live in this place, I think I would stop writing. Such a marvelous society at that time. There was no much refugee problem, there was not much racism. So if I have the chance of living in a place called Switzerland or some other Western European country, not France or Germany, they have many problems now, but in Sweden, Switzerland, and Norway, or countries like Greenland, my writing will be very similar to the films of Ingmar Bergman. My loneliness, my depression, my thoughts about death.
Like Wild Strawberries or
Yeah.
Seven Seal.
Yeah. I would think about life, about me, about my human being who is residing 100 kilometers away. My neighbor. My neighbor lives 100 kilometers away from me. So I would think about loneliness and these things. That kind of life may affect me, it might give me depression. See, so these kinds of things would be my subject matter of my writing. But here, there are some countries in Western Europe which have no army at all, which have no crime. There are some countries. So here we live in crime.
Very violent.
Very violent. That is why.
We are in a mosh pit. Am I right?
Yeah. So I used to say my room is like a bunker. I'm writing from a bunker. So that is why my writings they seem to be very violent.
So Charu, this is my final question
Okay.
about the nihilism.
Nihilism.
You know the nihilism. They believe that nothing in the world has a real existence. Do you think life is nothing?
Nihilism is a product of European materialistic way of life perspective. Arto dealt with this problem very strongly. The materialistic outlook of the Europeans. So the nihilism is the product of, is one of the products of this kind of materialistic attitude. Asian countries, we are willing to lose our things. I am willing to give away my money, my effort, my blood, everything, my property, everything I want to lose. I want to give you. I want to give. Our philosophy is giving. But Western materialism, Western life is taking. You have to be first in your career. You have to be first in all the things. You have to have a house, car, these things. Too much material. Even now you can find it. On a Christmas day, I was in a village called Toulouse in France.
Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Yeah.
There was no one in the church. Lourdes, Mother Lourdes.
Lourdes, yeah. We are calling it
Lourdes
Mata.
Lourdes is some 50 kilometers away from Toulouse. So there was no one in the church. I asked my friend, "Well, these days nobody comes to church. The Westerners have lost their God. There is no God in Europe. Fine, I am not complaining. But what's the alternate? What do we have? Except, apart from drinking, they have nothing. So, they get depressed. And because of the lifestyle, their longevity is very high. They live up to 100 years. What they will do after 65 or 70? They come to the park, couple, and they just look at the vacuum. Their life is terribly sad with money, with lot of things. The materialism will give you only this loneliness, sadness.
That's it.
Yeah.
So Charu, thank you to joining.
I thank you too
So
for the nice questions.
I'm sure. I'm proud of myself as a interview
True.
like a they will like you. So thank you, Charu, for joining with us.